was the MRI that finally allowed us to look deep inside the brain to the nucleus accumbens, where dopamine was produced.
We wanted to see the reward system in humans, given that it had been heavily implicated in animals as being fundamental for their kind of addiction-like behavior.
To see dopamine in action, Hans and his team devised an experiment where cocaine was given to an addict.
Where you see red and a little dot of yellow, that is right on the nucleus accumbens.
But dopamine was not just released when the cocaine reached the brain.
We saw the nucleus accumbens, this core reward system, turning on for anticipation.
Dopamine was stimulated not just by an unexpected reward, but also by the anticipation of it.
The question arose, what other things besides drugs might turn on this system? Could we see the system turn on in a game of chance?
In the next experiment they devised, subjects gambled on the spinner.
And none of us predicted that cocaine addicts anticipating a cocaine infusion looked exactly like healthy control subjects anticipating a monetary win. So anticipation is actually really fundamental to your experience of reward. What you are doing when you have a slot machine is actually kind of repetitively going through this experience of anticipation. You're like a rat that's sitting there key pressing to get a little jolt of electricity in your reward system.
This dopamine that gets released in the anticipation stage of the game has been incorporated into the design of the machines.
So when we started to look at the slot machine games, we really got a bit lucky, I think. We were able to get some design documents. The first thing that we saw just floored us is what people commonly call a near miss. The jackpot symbol, and then the jackpot symbol just above or below the pay line. So you're seeing it in the first reel, good. You're seeing it on the second reel, good. And then, darn, didn't see it on the third reel. It gets those, it's like, ah, shucks.
I'm silly for gambling, but I'm not silly when it comes to certain things. Like, I see the sequences that come up on these things all the time, and it's always one missing here, one missing here, one missing where you need it, or it's always like that, always.
The manufacturers create near misses up to 12 times more often than it would happen by chance alone. In other games, you couldn't weight things like that. If you go to a dice game, then the dice has to be fair. If you go to a card game, you know, there has to be 13 and 4 suits. Who sat around a boardroom table and said, we're going to allow these things to happen?